In this function, we're looking to essentially find the minimum, the smallest area. So in that case, we need to do a process called completing the square. Now, it's a bit of an annoying process if I'm being honest, and I know that every time I work with a student in Algebra 2 or Pre-Calc, they tend to forget the process. They learned it in Algebra 1, by the time they get to Algebra 2, they forget it because it's kind of confusing. By the time they get to Pre-Calc, same thing. Now the nice thing is we have a program called Completing the Square. So let's go ahead and scroll down to the C's, which is pretty soon here. It's actually program number 0, so you could just type 0. And within that, we have two kinds of programs that are for completing the square. We have a quadratic and we have a circle. Of course, we have a quadratic model here because it's to the second power. So we'll go ahead and press enter. We'll type in these coefficients of 1, 5.8, and 9.41, and it gives us everything we need here. So they're saying a is 1. In other words, we'll just write it like this: y equals 1. I'm not going to put the 1. We'll just go on to the quantity here. X minus means take the opposite of the h value. So since it's a negative, I could either put plus or minus a negative. And you could probably guess why I'm doing this, because I noticed that the answer options kept it minus a negative for these ones. So I'll just keep it like that. And then 29/10, I noticed the answer options have them as a decimal. So I could type that in, but when you divide by 10, it just moves the decimal 1 over. So we get 2.9 and then squared. And then notice the plus k means you don't have to flip the k value. So if it's a positive 1, we'll put plus 1. If it were negative 1, we would have put negative 1. And that all matches perfectly with A.